want to talk about the new Resident Evil that will come out, and Leon will he be the main character? I really hope they don't skip the timeline of Resident Evil Village, the timeline where they go into the BSAA. I don't know what will be. I really want that. Then have the characters age so quickly and have them be in there. But that's why the CGI was made so that they have time to explain the timeline. And then because if they can't do it in a video game, they could do it in a CGI movie. And that's why it's good to see this brand new series coming out. And what will it be for the BSAA? Maybe the whole team betrayed Chris Redfield and his teams, where Chris comes back to the BSA base before the any problems. I bet that there's not gonna be a surprise um move against Chris Redfield when they come to the helicopter. Maybe crash or something. No, they just perhaps we'll go to the base and talk to the BSA, and perhaps they will talk to Chris Redfield, and Chris Redfield will be like, "This is different. Turn your badge or something from the BSA of the Resident Evil fiction series," and that could be it. That could be like one of the things that could be. Not like they're gonna go complete surprise move on Chris Redfield and his team and blow up his chopper. No, I think they're gonna. Or maybe they will. Or not, they just go BSA. Who knows what Chris Redfield will be a CGI. Then if they can't do that in Resident Evil 9, because in Resident Evil 9 they're gonna perhaps skip timeline, and just like in Resident Evil the Village DLC with um Eva, or with the DLC and that skipped 16 years, and they could put a brand new um level, brand new story. They would have put a DLC about. For me, the DLC would have been right in with Resident Village, then wait, and have the DLC of the BSA story to wrap up in Village with the game. That would be something that would have been. Where Resident Evil 4 has like DLC separate ways, and that's it. That's the only one that I thought that they have learned their um their past of DLCs, and that they could have released 3 DLCs, or didn't learn from Resident Evil 6 where they could show 3, and it didn't doesn't seem it was a DLC, but it was, because it was showing Chris, it was showing Leon, and Jake Mueller and Sherry Perkins, and then it shows Ada Wong. That was one of the right, and they could have shown that part in Resident Evil, and they didn't. And on Village, maybe it could be a CGI, because um that could be one of it on the CGI series, and it could be Chris Redfield coming to BSAA, forming his team. Maybe his team got killed or betrayed Chris Redfield in the beginning. That could happen. That could happen that the team hear that, oh, Chris Redfield is returning, and they take away their not on their side with Chris, and the only ones who's with Chris is Rebecca, Jill, Claire, Leon, Barry, and some of the team like Parker perhaps, and they perhaps will have to face the BSA and do well against them or the Resident series, and I think there will be action in Resident 9, but like in Village I want to see because of Chris Redfield. If they can't do that in the Village, it's still missing a DLC. It's the Village of the chopper of the going to the BSA, what's happening, who will turn on Chris Redfield, turn their back on Chris Redfield, or will there be a surprise attack on Chris Redfield? It's fiction, it's a gaming where they go in the BSA chopper and then they start getting an attack and then they start fighting. If not, they go in and then talk to them, and then the BSA, Chris Redfield knows, he just wanted to tell them, and then the team start fighting, and then that's how they get Jill, Rebecca, and all of them come back, because maybe one of the bosses will show up, the connections. That could be something. And like, I thought they have learned their past of putting DLCs. That's important to be in, just and not just 2 DLCs from the past. And I thought that they have learned from the gameplay and from Resident 6. And okay, we could put 4 DLCs or spin-off or whatever, or free DLC that could be the ending of the BSA where Chris Redfield has to go. I really don't want it to be skipped because that's important, right? That is very important. Chris Redfield will be still young. He's like he's 38, and he is maybe 41, 42, but he's still young. He perhaps will be in his CGI form from Vendetta of his looks and his team. Perhaps it will be like a movie or something, and that'd be something cool to see with the Resident series. It's like almost like a year now because there hasn't been anything new about Resident Evil yet. But I think they should have done it. I think they should have release another Resident Evil within a year off. I prefer the CGI because that will give time and release, and it would be in there. The team betraying them and return to their region or something. That would be something based on the BSAA, just like in Resident Evil Village was something, and Resident Evil 3 remake. About the story of Nemesis and how it would have been for a director cut. And with BSAA, I think they could be something like, oh, it has a new boss or something. Oh, that Chris Redfield doesn't know, and tell Chris to turn in his badge or something, and then that he can't be in the BSA or in any states. That'd be something cool, and then Chris has to go with his team, or they kill his team, or they escape, or they let them go because they took it out from them, and then get Chris Redfield gets his kill Claire and Rebecca together, just like in Vendetta, just like in Death Island, the version. That'd be something cool. I really hope that Netflix like somehow pay attention to that story. Maybe they want it on Netflix or streaming service. That'd be cool.